Hi friends, Mr. Kunkel. This is a video lesson. You might wonder why I'm outside today, and that is so that I can share with you one of my favorite places where music and nature come together, and that is in bird songs. If you've ever been outside, especially on a sunny day, or often right when the sun comes back after being gone for a while, you will hear the air is full of bird calls. And when you first hear it, your brain just says, oh, lots of birdie noises. And that's the beginning and the end of it. But I want you to think about bird calls from a musician standpoint. Each species of bird has its own song that it sings. And the songs are really consistent. Many birds have more than one song, but the same species birds most of the time will sing the same song again and again. And one of my favorite things to do is to hear those different bird songs and recognize the different sounds that are coming from the air and identify them and associate them with specific bird species. What does this have to do with music? Well, it has a lot to do with music. When you learn to listen to bird songs, you're training the part of your ear that hears different sounds and is able to pick apart specific noises from a whole bunch of sounds happening at once. It's kind of like when you listen to music and you can just listen to the drums or just listen to the violins or something like that, which is not that easy to do and it takes some practice. Birds are a great way to practice that. So let me teach you how I do it. The first step is my favorite step in all things, and that is to just be quiet. So I'm going to bring the camera outside and we're going to listen together. And I'm going to count the number of different sounds I hear. 1. That's the same one. And there he is again. So this is oh, there's another one. There's a different sound. Oh, there's 2 happening at once. That guy is really talkative today. So the next step is a silly one, and that is to try to mimic the sound. Oh, that's a new one. Try to mimic the sound. So watch me get silly. Wee wee, tweedle. Beep beep, beedle-doo, weep, tweedle-doo. Cheep cheep, diddle-doo, cheep cheep. There he is. We're chatting. So once you are able to copy the sound or something like it, then it helps it stick in your brain a little bit more. Now that particular song is going to stick out from all the other noises that are happening in the background, and you're going to hear it in a new way that you haven't heard it before. That particular song that I'm listening to and copying is the song of the American robin, and it's very common, so it's a good one to start with. But at the same time, I hear other bird sounds as well. There's a cheep, 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 cheep. There he is. Cheep, cheep. That cheep, cheep. Ooh, my, did you hear that? Cheep, 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 cheep. That is yet another species. Those are 2 other species. They sound very different from the one I just heard. Oh, here's a buddy visiting me. Hi, friend. Ha, there's 2 of them. And they say this. Cheep, 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 cheep. Ooh, and there's another one. I think I said that one earlier. Ooh. nice. So now I have two songs that I'm hearing really specifically happening at the same time. There's that guy, and then there's also the first one's a robin. The second one, I think, is a Buick's wren, but I'm not positive. But now instead of just hearing all sorts of different noises, I hear two bird songs happening at the same time, and I'm able to hear. There's so many happening right now. It's hard to keep track of, but it's really fun. So this is great training for your ears, and you will see once you've got one of those songs in your head, when you go outside, your ear will start to pick it up and notice it happening every time it happens. And it's a really good exercise for your ears to be able to pick things out and to recreate them. So I encourage you all to go out and listen to the birds and get silly and try to impersonate them and see if you can list how many different bird songs you hear. And if it's a day like today, and you're outside for 10 minutes, I'd be surprised if you hear any fewer than 5, probably many more. But it's really crucial that you recognize and try to mimic each one so that you can start to recognize it in the future. Side note, there's a great app called BirdNet, which does a really good job listening to bird songs. That's not a bird song, that's my phone song. BirdNet does a really great job listening to bird songs and trying to identify what kind of bird you're listening to. And it's usually very accurate. So I'm just going to end this video listening and mimicking. It's my turn to make a fool out of myself for education. As a dog. I hear cars. Ooh. Ooh, really far away. Well, I guess they are done singing for me. They knew my video was over. Have a great day, and keep those ears listening. If I can figure out how to turn off my camera, we'd be doing great.